ammunition.
Oh, what the? He's not supposed to be in there, is he?
Even though it didn't work out as planned.
Does happen
Okay.
occasionally.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you lot got the combination.
Yeah.
The red and green.
Oh, no.
Oh, have you got? No way! I can't believe it.
You revived me. I turned around and there was a red thingy right in front of us. Loaded.
Hello everyone, Durrani here from VG247.com and welcome on into this preview for Rainbow Six Extraction. A little while ago I got to go hands-on with the Rainbow Six Siege spin-off in a remote preview build, so in this video you get to see brand new gameplay and my first impressions. Quickly, for those who may not know, what is Rainbow Six Extraction? It's a new co-op shooter from Ubisoft set in the current Rainbow Six Siege universe. So 18 of the 60 operators that you know and love from Siege are in here. As a team of 3, you take those operators on incursions into contaminated zones to complete objectives and fight against aliens known as the Archaeans. So think your traditional co-op zombie experience, but with a tactical edge with levels and missions you work through, similar to say like a dungeon from an MMORPG. It's out on the 20th of January 2022 on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Amazon Luna and Google Stadia, and will be a day one on Xbox Game Pass. So let me walk you through some gameplay. You start by selecting a mission to go on and a difficulty level. Of course, the harder the difficulty, the more rewards you'll get in the end. You see what the objectives are beforehand. They are randomly generated, and from what I know, there is 13 different objectives. Some of them are dynamic, which I'll explain in just a moment. Everyone picks the operator. You can't all pick the same operator, so definitely pick a team that covers all the bases. One thing here that I didn't like is how the operator's abilities are exactly as they are in Siege. I thought there would be some variation, but they do have some perks tied to specific operators like extra mags, faster ADS speeds, and better health recovery. Doc and Rook are good places to start for survivability, but don't sleep on IQ. Her scanner can see loads of items you need to collect on the map. Next is the loadout screen. Pretty standard weapon customization, but the main thing here you want to pay attention to is the React tech. Slot 1 is for explosives and throwables, and slot 2 is for gear. This stuff you definitely want to discuss with your team. A lot of options here. And then you're in. I'll let some gameplay play out and then I'll come back to note a few things. Enjoy. So here's what I wanted to talk about, the missions being dynamic. So our objective is to rescue Doc. The Doc we are rescuing is actually one of my operators that died in the last incursion we went into, and that is a faster way to get them back into your roster basically, so you can bring them into future incursions. Because if one of your operators dies, you need to heal them up after the game. So if I die now playing as Rook, I won't be able to use him until I go on another character, go into an incursion, find him and rescue him, and then wait for him to heal up. And the only way you can heal and fix your operators is by completing more incursions, which is a little bit slow. I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like I just want to play who I want to play. You know, I don't want to have to wait. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Escape from Tarkov, where in the post-raid screen, there's just a button you press and it heals your character back to full health. I think I would have preferred something like that, but I can see why it's been implemented. It makes you play the game a little bit more seriously, because you know if you die, you won't be able to play your character for 1 or 2 missions. Here you can see me on a drone, typical Rainbow Six Siege style. You'll be surprised how useful this drone is in this game, because the enemies are not always going to be in the same place, and it's nice to know beforehand what you're about to come up against, because it can get very, very hectic very, very fast. The lethality in this game is super high. Enemies will two-shot you with ease, so it's nice to plan your route out before.
Eliminate my target.
Something that you hear me say often with zombie co-op games is that I prefer them to be sort of run and gun, just switch my brain off, me and my pals, just having a laugh, not really focusing too much. In this, you can't really run and gun, so here, I'm stepping on this black goop stuff on the floor, and that is basically there intentionally, so you can't run and gun, it feels, because it slows you down so much. And if you get swarmed by enemies, and this is all around you, you can kiss your ass goodbye, basically. You can clear it, you can melee it, you can shoot it, but of course if you're shooting it, you won't have ammo, and ammo is scarce here. You can see that I've got 475, but that goes so fast. The enemy designs are cool. I hope there are some more variation later on. So here you can see the Protean, the Lurker, the Breacher, and the Apex. I want there to be some bigger Archaeans, some bigger enemies to fight. I hope I see them in the full game.
Keep hacking away at the arc tree. Letting go. You freed our agent. Now bring them to the extraction pod.
So we have to bring the operator back to the extraction pod so we can use him again in the next mission. It sort of creates a meta game. Like, for example, your mates could hop on and say, oh, 2 of my operators are down. Let's try and find a mission to bring them back. So we're playing on the lowest difficulty setting at the moment, but on missions, as you complete them, so there's 3 objectives that you have to complete. As you get further on, it gets pretty hectic. It gets really intense. There's loads of enemies everywhere. On that same pod that you just saw, you can actually extract and make it out with your XP, because look at my health. My health isn't coming back. So if my health was lower, we could say, listen, let's just reset and come back again, which I think is a really nice option. In a second, you'll see me pick up some react tech. It's going to refresh my grenades. I didn't throw any here, but I've got smoke grenades. Smoke grenades are really, really useful because if an enemy is in smoke, it leaves them vulnerable to be assassinated, essentially. So you can go up behind them and it'll perform an animation and you just insta-kill.
You've got a good thing going. Keep it up in the next subzone. Nothing left to do here, but there's more in the next subzone.
Scratch that order.
The Rainbow Six Siege wiggle of approval. So we're in the airlock now. This is how you progress to the next zone, so you can continue on. But I wanted to show you some more Archaeans. So on the left there, that is actually Sledge, and in the middle on the right, that is Smoke. So there is variations of the operators on the Archaean side, which is kind of cool. It gives me like a DC Flashpoint Paradox sort of vibe, you know?
We could use more data on parasite nests. Tag some with auto trackers, but don't wake them.
So we're on to the next section now. We have to sneak around. Probably doesn't help that my teammate decided to blow a hole in the wall. But as you can see, there is destruction. Just like in Siege, you can smash through walls. Look, enemies can come through as well. I don't know how I didn't see him the first time, but... Of course, your abilities are limited, so all across the map, you'll see these little boxes to get the refresh. I'm a bad teammate because I'm playing Rook and I didn't put my armor plates down.
Enough nests to map out current subterranean systems.
So we're making a lot of noise here when we should be sneaking, but what we're trying to do is essentially plant trackers in these node things that you can see right here. I love this animation for when they're up high. Watch this. I don't know why, I just really love that. There is loads of other environmental hazards. As you can see, these things here, these green things, these are blinding spores. If you go near them, it's like a flashbang, essentially.
please.
So you're gonna see in a second here, we failed this mission, which is fine. You can continue. You don't like get kicked from the game or anything like that.
Sure, scientists won't mind.
So those blinding spores, they attach to you when you go near them, but you can save your teammates. You can melee them or shoot them, but there is friendly fire, so don't mag dump into your teammates.
We'll get better results next time. Prep for the next subzone.
Dropping some plates. Get a recharge here.
R&D needs a living, breathing Archaean of a special kind. Locate the target. Track this Archaean at the extraction point. Whatever you do, don't kill it.
Sending out a drone.
So I really like this last mission here. So we are capturing one of the Archaeans to bring back to the base, essentially. It reminds me a little bit of the capture missions in Monster Hunter. So we need to engage it, let it chase us onto this sort of pad area where the helicopter will come and extract us. And I'd like to see what other big Archaeans there are later on in the game that will chase us onto these areas.
Take down my target, please.
Triggers the trap.
Taking contact!
Capture system on.
And there you go, captured. Mission complete.
Capture complete.
If that looked super easy, then just bear in mind this is on the easiest game mode. We were new at this point, we had no idea what we were doing, but it's fine.
Prepare for extraction.
You're bringing home a win, and we needed one. You did good out there.
So yeah, it's pretty intense, and that was on the lowest difficulty. We did try and go up a couple difficulty levels, but it is really hard, especially when you don't have the levels and the appropriate gear and the know-how as well. A lot of this is knowing how to deal with what you're coming up against. I will say the XP that you get for completing objectives and extracting is so much. You basically get nothing when you fail, like nothing at all. You can even go down a level when you fail. So honestly, that early extraction I spoke about earlier, you do want to put that to good use. If it's not looking good for you, get out of there, reset, and come back stronger. So your roster health, this is the update screen. So as I said, we rescued Doc, but as you can see, Rook, the character I was playing throughout that incursion, his health is the exact same as I left. So your health doesn't come back. Your health does not come back. I would have to play another mission as another operator to get his health back up. So my first impressions, I don't actually have much to say, but I think it's important to say firstly that I'm not the biggest fan of the co-op zombie shooter genre to begin with. They're not usually my cup of tea, and often my enjoyment is solely reliant on who I'm playing with. But I did have fun with my time spent with the game, despite some interesting design choices with the operator roster management. The whole game is built around this system, and I don't think it will be universally loved. You can't level up the operators that you want to play, so you're consistently rotating through your roster. But it might grow on me, it might grow on you, who knows. Also, the difficulty curves might need some adjusting, or I need to learn how to play slower and actually take a tactical approach. The gunplay feels tight and precise, but that's because Rainbow Six Siege, a game that they've been tweaking and adjusting for years now, has just been moved to a different setting. That's what Rainbow Six Extraction is. But I feel like it feels a little bit too familiar. Like I said at the start of the video, the operator gadgets have no differences from Siege basically. But as you can see that at the end of the video there, as I level up, they do change ever so slightly. I do worry about the shelf life of co-op zombie games, but I know a big majority of you watching this video will have Xbox Game Pass, so you'll be able to download it and just give it a try for free essentially, which is great. Play it for a month or two, have your fun. As I said, I've not got much to say, but what did you think of the gameplay scene? Let me know down in the comments. My name is Durrani from VG247.com. Make sure you check out the website and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace out, everyone.